weather washer.
You know what it looks like?
What?
It's like Mega Mind.
I guess, yeah.
Mega Mind, like, I take over the world.
Shout outs to Brian Wang, if you remember him.
Brian Wang. Hey, I'm here with Henry. What do you have today?
I'm playing Prank Kids now. Deck's pretty cool. It just came out yesterday, and I've been playing the deck for a couple weeks now. It's kind of weird without Roxy's, but I'm trying to build without Roxy's. I'm not playing Fender. Yeah.
Before this, what does this deck do?
Just special summons a bunch of cards.
Just special summons a bunch of cards? And then
Special
what does it do
summons a bunch of
afterwards?
Well, it has a really good grind game. It can recycle resources really well, and you just keep on making pushes, and you can end on negates, which is really good.
What's win condition?
Your win condition is Geki your opponent on their turn, and you also have a bunch of negates, and you can OTK too. So you can go to Brawl Sword and do it.
OTK time?
OTK time.
OTK time, and also you're the admin of this page.
Yeah, so it's called Prank Kids Dodo Doodle Duelists.
What?
Yeah, you put the link in the description below.
Bam! And how'd you come up with this name?
It's the name of the Link Monster.
Oh, that let me see. Show me. What, a chicken?
Yeah.
With a chicken in his deck?
Yeah. It's a cock.
Alright, and then what's the strengths? What's the weaknesses?
So the strengths is that once Roxy's comes out, it becomes a lot more consistent. But right now, it's just a little consistent. But it has like a very good like consistency power ratio, I guess. If that makes sense. Like, there's not a big trade-off for consistency for power, and it kind of has both. And the weakness is that you lose to cards like Frozen Match, and you need sometimes like spell trap removal. So. It sometimes loses to Hand Trap. It loses to Called by the Grave, and it loses to Haunted Mansion, but it doesn't really lose to Ash because of House or Place. Alright, so we play 9 of the most broken cards in the game. We play triple Fancies, triple Dropsies, and triple Lampsies. So basically, for 2 more weeks, these are the only 9 Prank Kid names that we have.
Okay.
So basically, they all special from deck when they're used as link material or fusion material for a Prank Kid monster. They all have different effects before they special summon from deck. So this one is Foolish Burial. It foolishes any Prank Kid card. So I'll explain later, but you basically foolish the fusion, and so that you can end on double fusion, the quick play fusion set. And then this one, and then it summons from the deck. And then this one gains 1,000 life points, and then summons from the deck. And this one does 500 burn, and then it summons from the deck. So they all summon from the deck. That's not itself, a name that's not itself. And then you can use the effects on your opponent's turn too, so that's what makes it really broken.
Explain one by one. So what does the Wind Guy do?
So Foolish Burial.
The Wind Guy's Foolish Burial.
Gains 1,000.
The Water Guy's gains 1,000.
Inflict 500 to your opponent.
Okay, the Fire Guy's will 500 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they all basically do the same thing, but they have like a secondary effect that's slightly different. So.
Okay.
Yep. So that's it for the Prank Kids. And then, so what's unfortunate about the next 2 weeks is that we only have 9 names. So like you kind of need to draw. You need to draw 2 Prank Kids, preferably with different names, with a poly, or you need a way to normal summon a Prank Kid with an extender, like Instant Fusion or Pranks. So to try to open up 2 names more, I made a concession to play 3 really bad cards, but they kind of do its job. So I played 1 copy of Planet Pathfinder. So Pathfinder gets you to your.
What the heck is this?
I don't even know, man. That card sucks, but like it's like a normal summon that you don't really need your normal summon if you have poly. So it gets you to another name by getting the field spell. And I also play Fusion Recycling Plant. And so it's a way to get to a fusion, a polymerization. So it's just like another clever way to getting to poly, because sometimes you don't always have poly, but when you need another Prank Kid name, you have the extra Prank Kid name. So it adds an extra utility to the deck, and it doesn't really sacrifice much. So it's not bad. Like there are plays that are better than not using this is probably the way to go, but if you need it, you have it, so I just played it.
Fantastic.
Yep. And then I played another 2-card engine. I played the Hero engine, just 1 Prisma and 1 A Hero Lives.
So that's a Garnet.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you normal summon this, it could still be like another like prank kid. So what you do is you normal summon this, and you have to reveal the big one, the Battle Butler, because this one is the only one that has the prank kid names on it, which is really important because it can't copy Rocket because it just has 2 prank kid monsters. So it can copy it. You reveal the big guy, and then it just becomes that prank kid. You send it to the graveyard, which is really good because then you can revive the prank kid that you sent with Rocket. So it's not bad. And like playing a Hero Lives is okay because it doesn't take up your normal summons. So it's not bad. It's like an extender kind of. If you draw Hero Lives, if you draw this, if you have Poly, then it's good. So it's not bad. And then I played a triple King of the Swamp. This card is definitely broken. This card is like one of the most broken cards in the deck. It just gets you to your Poly, and it could also be used as one of the materials that you use for Butler. So it's not a bad card by any means. Opening up multiples isn't ideal, but getting to a Poly is just like so important. And opening up 2 of this is slightly better than opening up 2 Poly.
+1.
And then for the hand traps, I played I played triple Ash and triple Impermanence. So
how do you play these hand flops?
These hand flops are just like, this stops everything, and this is good going first or second. You really ideally want to go first, but going second isn't bad if you have Poly, you're able to make a play. If you don't get like FTK, you know, it's not bad. So FTK time. So for the spells, I played triple of the Broken Field spell. So this one is kind of like Union Hanger. It adds on activation. What?
What's the card called?
Prank Kid's Place.
Prank Kid's Place.
So basically, you add on activation, any Prank Kid monster, and then if you fusion summon, all your Prank Kids you currently control gain, or all of your monsters that you currently control gain 500 attack. And if you link summon, it's kind of the opposite effect, where you decrease all your opponent's monsters they currently control by 500 attack, and both of those effects are permanent. So it comes up, but the most important thing about it is that you can use it to chain block Ash. So you always make this the last chain link, so they can't Ash your guys from the graveyard, something to the deck. So that's like the most important utility. And then we play the plant, and then we play the 2 terraformers to go get the plant and the.
Play 1 plant, 2 terraformers. Okay.
Yeah. So this package is pretty solid. And then we play 3 Pandemonium. So this card is like El Shaddai Fusion, but you can only use it on the main phase. But it's not once per turn, so there's kind of a trade-off there.
Actually, I lost it.
What I can say about this card is that you definitely want 2 on your opponent's turn. So what you do is, when you link summon with the Foolish Burial one, you always send this, and then you always search a second copy with Doodle, because you want to set 2 on your opponent's turn, and then what you do with the first one, you fuse for Weather, and the second one you fuse for the Quick Play Raigeki guy. And so it's very important to have 2. If you just have 1, then your opponent can kill you. So you definitely want to have 2 set before you end your turn. So this card is very important. It can also start your plays. The only thing that's slightly worse about this starting your play compared to Polymerization is that you can't make Toad if you use this, because you can only summon Prank Kid monsters for the rest of the turn. So there's definitely a drawback with the card, but like right now you just need a fuse. And then we play triple Instant Fusion as an extender. There are 2 extenders in the deck, Instant Fusion and Pranks. So basically, if you don't open up a way to fuse, you need a way to have 2 Prank Kid monsters on the field at the same time. So you normal summon 1, and then you Instant Fusion for Weather, because you don't want to use up a Rocket, it's pointless. So you summon Weather, and then you normal summon, or in the case that you have Pranks, you discard a Prank Kid card, and then you special summon a Prank Kid token, and then you normal summon a Prank Kid monster, and then you make the Doodle, and then you just make your play from there. So, yeah, kind of similar to Goki's, they need like an extender. These are your 5 extenders. I also play Thousand Eyes for this, so it has utility going second. For this, Not only does it summon a token, but it's very, very important to be able to get its shuffle effect.
Yeah.
So a second effect is kind of similar to True Draco Disciples, whatever it's called. You shuffle 3 prank kit cards at the end phase, which sucks about it. But it's very important to shuffle the 3 names because you need to recycle your resources pretty early on, past turn 2. You summon the monsters from your deck on your turn, and then you quick play Fuse on your opponent's turn. So at that time, you already taken 6 of your 9 names out of the deck. So you need to shuffle back them really quick. So you need this. You probably search this turn 3. So it's really important. Then we play 2 poly. Yeah, so I didn't want to play 3, but in the case I didn't open up a poly, I play the fusion recycling plant or whatever to go get it. So I have a lot of ways to search this. So yeah, it's not as important. And then I played 2 Call by the Grave because hand traps do hurt this deck, especially Bell. And then the 1-up start for 39 cards. So
yeah,
39.
44 main, right?
Yeah, 39 main.
Sorry.
So for the extra deck, you play 2 Doodle. The 3rd one never comes up. If you ever run out, you can always shuffle it back with pranks, so it doesn't really matter. So 2 Doodle. Double Bow Wow. So yeah, you want to end on Bow Wow before you end your turn because on your opponent's standby phase, you can tag this out and then you get 2 cards from your graveyard, so it's like a +1. And then your opponent, your monsters that you can, all prank monsters that you control can't be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. So it's like a way to protect your guys.
Wow.
Yeah, so it has a protection clause to it. It also the monster that it's pointing to gains 1,000. So it's sometimes how you get over certain monsters. So if you summon the big fusion next to this guy, you could possibly get it up to 45, 500 from the field spell, 1,000 from this. Yeah, so these are the 2 links, 2 main links, and then you have the Heavy Storm.
Heavy Storm guy.
Yeah, so this is like kind of like. I don't even know. Prank Kids, Rip Roaring Roaster. Yeah, I love the names. So this card is a Heavy Storm, and it's a quick play card, so it can be a Heavy Storm on your opponent's turn. So, an incentive to play the trap, I side the trap, so I'm not going to show you my side deck, but I play 1 of the trap in the side deck. The reason why you play the trap in the side deck, against back row decks, you can, instead of ending on 2 fusion like I mentioned before, you end on 1 of the quick play fusions and you end on a trap. So this way you can go into Weather, and then after you can link, and then you can tag out Weather, summon back Doodle, discard, and then 2 more Prank Kids, and then you quick play Link summon into this. Then you get all your Prank Kids effects to summon from the deck, and then on your opponent's end phase, you can tag this out, destroy your opponent's back row. Quick play Heavy Storm.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so those are all your Prank Kid links. And then for the fusions, you play 2 of this. So this basically, when it's fusion summon.
Missile Man,
yeah. No, Rocket Ride. So anyway, when this is fusion summon, you can have it lose 1,000 to attack directly, which sometimes it can come up, but it's most important to chain block, kind of similar with the fusion play. So going second, you can do that. But its main effect is it tags out on your turn, and you can special summon 2 from the grave. It can summon the links, except for the link 4, summon the Bow Wow and the Doodle. So that's pretty useful, and it just helps you get into your plays. So very important card. And then Weather does the same thing, but this one does during your turn. Weather Washer.
You know what it looks like? It looks like Mega Mind.
I guess, yeah.
Mega Mind, like, I take over the world.
Shout outs to Brian Wang, if you remember him.
Brian Wang, Mega Mind.
Yeah. So anyway, Weather Washer. So this is our mateys. This is the effect I keep on forgetting. This is our mateys. And the most important effect is that on your opponent's turn you can tag out. So what you end on, what you're supposed to end on, is Bow Wow and Weather. On your opponent's standby phase, you tag this out, you add to your hand, and you have the fusions, you have the quick play set, and then you tag this out. You can summon back the Bow Wow if you want, and then you can summon the other names. So it's pretty good, yeah. So Weather is just such an important card, and I also summon those for instant fusion. Yeah, so anyway. And then the last one is, so this is the quick play for the fusions. It's a quick play Raigeki.
What's the name?
It's a quick play Raigeki.
Battle Butler.
Yeah, Battle Butler. So you summon it, and then at any time in your opponent's turn or during your turn, you can tag this out and you destroy your opponent's field. So it has an effect when it's destroyed, but it never comes up. So, but yeah, this is really good because, like, especially against Danger FTK, if you're going first, like they just summon a bunch of Dangers and you just summon this and then you destroy all their cards. That's pretty good, yeah. So that's it for the prank cards. Okay. I play 1,000 Eyes, just going second.
Suck up.
Yeah, you suck up. Going against Colossus sometimes hurts, so it gives you a more favorable matchup. And then you play Toad. So
how do you make this guy?
You just end on 2 of the water. Okay. So if you're able to poly with a water, you're able to summon another water off one of the other ones, and then you can reborn a water from the graveyard with Rocket, and then you overlay summon this, and then so you get Doodle. You get Doodle, Toad with 2 set quick plays, and then you negate something. So during your turn, you tag this out. You get the fire and the wind, and then when you negate something, you get the water back to your hand, and then you fuse, and then you summon the quick play Regeki. Yeah, so that's how that works. And then
how often do you get that?
That's like a standard. Yeah. So, Link Karibo, Unicorn, and Boral Sword. You make this the most. This is just to get over Colossus. This is for when you 1,000 Eyes. You can suck something, and then you link it, and then you just continue on with it. So anyway, that's it for the deck. We'll go on to the combo separate video, I guess. There's a lot of combos. So.
All right, thank you.